Hello everyone, my name is Will. Today I'm going to demonstrate the system called Multi-Object Identification Augmented Reality. This is an application that allows you to learn on your mobile devices based on different location-based learning objects. So let's come on. Okay, first of all, every student has to log in with their student ID, which in this case we create a couple of students as a default, and let's log in with the password. So as you can see, the student has logged in with their student ID and their password. Then let's hit done. Let's hit login and see what's going on. So right there, we have the personal learning status page showing up. Basically, this page is telling you which student is right now currently using this application, and what program is the student currently enrolled in, and which class is the student currently learning, and what's the learning status, for example, like what unit and which knowledge level is the student currently on. As well, at the bottom you will see the latitude and the longitude. So basically, this page is telling you that what's the learning status of the current students and where are we at the current location. So right now, let's go ahead and click MOIAR, the application launch, and launch the application. Okay, so right now everyone can see this is the multi-object identification or augmented reality applications operation screen. So we can see on the top we have the function called back to personal main page, which was the personal learning status. Okay, so right now we have to look for our first learning object. So let's go ahead, see what's going on. Okay, so we can see at this orientation, this location, there's an learning object called AU Edmonton Learning Center. It's about 0.44 kilometer, which is not the closest one that we're going to learn today. So let's go ahead and turn around, see if there's any learning object that around us. Let's see, what is this? This is another learning object, and it seems like it's 8.80 km, so kilometer around us. So this is even farther away. That it's not our object for today as well. So let's there's another one. It's Legislature Assembly of Alberta. This would be the learning object for us today because it's only 0.24 kilometer today. So let's go ahead looking for this object. So right now I see a really huge building. Apparently this would be the learning object that we're getting today. My hand is freezing. Okay, let's keep going. So as you're closer and closer to the location, your orientation would be more precise, just because your location, the orientation is calculated based on your latitude and longitude and the azimuth. So it's based on the latitude and longitude to calculate it. So as long as closer as you are, it would be more precise. So, my text flies away right there. So, and because I'm walking and walking, so sometimes because my hand is shaking as well, so it would be floating a little bit, but that's okay. Once we're closer and closer, it's gonna be more stable. So right now I'm about to go to get to the learning object that we're getting today. Right there. Right there. Okay, so right now, let's see, this is the Alberta Legislature Assembly. So this would be my learning object for today. So right now, I can see the learning object tag. It's actually, overlap on the Alberta Legislature Assembly. This is the augmented reality learning application. So we aim to let the learner see the learning object overlapped with the learning contents. So right now, there's only a tag of this learning object. It's because when the learner is looking for the learning object, they don't have to look or they don't have to study with the contents until they are at the correct location. So right now, if you click on the tag, it will display the detail about this learning object. It can still see a little bit background of the learning object just because this is the augmented reality learning application. We aim to let the student to see the learning object and the learning contents at the same time. So right now, you can see on the top there's still another button called back to personal main page. And then underneath, there will be a Legislature Assembly of Alberta. That's the name of the learning object. And then underneath the learning object's name will be course 604, which means the learning status, and unit 1. And the knowledge level, it's level 1 as well. And then underneath this full paragraph talking about the Alberta Legislature, which is the learning contents that attach to this learning object. Okay, and the other thing about the multi-object identification augmented reality application, the MOIAR application, is that the learning contents could be adapted based on different learning status of different different students. So let's hit back to personal main page. If I log out, and log in with another student. Let's take a look, for example. Sorry, my hand is freezing. Okay, so this is another student, and let's hit login. So you can see the second student is Jimmy, who is taking Politic as the class, and the course number is 704. So right now let's go ahead and then launch the application again. So we can see right now, because we change our location, so the distance also changed as well. It says 0.8 kilometer right now, and it's still showing the Alberta Legislature Assembly tag. Let's go ahead and click and see what's going on. So on top of it, you will see the course number changed to 704, Unit 1, Level 1. And then the learning content is actually different as well. So this learning content is just telling you that the political history kind of events happens on this building. And underneath this, in a button called close content view, which means if you want to learn another learning content, you can go ahead and close it and look for another learning object tag and then go ahead and follow it. Okay, the other thing that about the augmented reality, this MOIAR application, is that even though you're not front facing your learning object, you will still be able to identify the learning object. So let's see, go ahead. If we change another direction, let's go ahead and take a walk. Before, I was front facing the Alberta Legislature So it shows the tag on the top of my screen. And let's see if I'm not front facing, but standing on the other side of the Alberta legislature, but still facing my camera lens to the legislature. Let's see if it can identify the learning object. Okay, so right now, let's turn around and slower. So this is just showing me another learning object. It's the address, so let's ignore it. Right there. So right now, I'm not front facing the Alberta Learning Legislature, as you can see if I get long way. So I'm at the other side of the legislature, but it still identified the learning object properly. That's the learning object identification algorithm that is working right now. That as long as your camera lens is facing the learning object, it will be able to identify the learning object, the Alberta legislature. Okay, this would be the demonstration for today. Thank you everyone for listening and watching the video. And let's log out.